Hi, everybody. Look at me here on time. I'm so excited for all of us. My name is Becky Brett. If you don't know me, I'm not going to get started yet because it's not. I still have like a minute before it's 8:30. But I just wanted to show up on time this time. I'm so proud of myself for this. So, yay! Uh, thank you so much for joining me. What's up with my voice? Uh, it will modulate, I'm sure, as I talk more, because guys, it is 8:30 a.m. here on Hawaii Island where I live. Cheers. I have become a morning person. That's just kind of how it is over here. It's easy to get up early when you live in paradise, is something I like to say. Also, paradise is expensive. I could say so much about people's perceptions of Hawaii, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there today. Today, we're going to talk about building authentic donor relationships. And so let me get my screens set up properly so that I can see my list of things I wanted to talk about. I want to be sure to talk about. And excuse me. And we can get going on this because I know your time is precious and I've been running way over. Like I try to keep these to about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, but I've been talking a lot more than that. So let me just try and keep it together for long enough. Let's see. And then this, let me just shift this over, and I've got this over here, and we are ready to go. All right. So if you've been here before, you know that I talk about nonprofits, nonprofit leadership, mission-driven, impact-driven work, and especially fundraising and decolonizing or deindustrializing our leadership patterns. So I am here to help your organization, your impact-driven organization, not just survive, but thrive, because we all deserve to do work that lights us up, that positively impacts the world, and provides for our basic needs as well. So today we're going to tackle a big question, which is how do you build real, authentic relationships with donors in an increasingly digital world? So whether you're a small organization or a big organization, it's important to keep in touch with people one-on-one. And to do that at scale can feel overwhelming. Like I've worked for some big organizations and it is hard. It would be hard for them to like personally reach out and talk to every single donor at every level. But I think we will, by the end of this video, we'll have some actionable strategies to create meaningful connections in all kinds of ways with your supporters. So, but first, a little bit about Hawaii life. I am wearing some earrings that I got in Maui. So here, I don't know if you can see them, little rainbows. Rainbows are one of my like symbols of divine connection. And so, of course, I live in Hawaii, which is the land of rainbows. It's literally on the license plate of our cars. But I had an opportunity to go to Maui, which I had built up in my mind as being like, oh, it's so expensive and so hard to do. But this is the reticular activating system at work. When you make a decision to see something differently, then you are given more opportunities to see it differently. And I opened myself up to, it was on my goal list for this year was to visit Maui, because I live like right next door to it and I haven't visited yet. And a friend of mine, Julie, I was reaching out to her about nonprofit things because she works with a lot of nonprofits as on the financial side. So as a controller and yeah, like more on the money side of things. So I was reaching out to her to talk about nonprofity things. And I was like, well, next time you come to visit Maui, let me know. She's like, next thing I know, like probably 30 minutes, an hour later, I get a message, beep, boop, boop, I've booked a trip. So I'm like, yes. So I had a free place to stay with her. And she was renting a car because she was going to be there longer than I could be there. And I found a window of time I could go for one night, and I made it happen. Now, here's a couple of things I want to unpack about this. First of all, I know how freaking lucky I am, how blessed I am to live where I can just be like, I'm going to go to Maui for a night. I never dreamed that would be my life. Also, I'm a normal person. Like this is like my whole house behind me. Like I don't live an extravagant life, but I live in a place where like the place feels extravagant. Like sunshine is abundant, the ocean is abundant, the jungle is abundant, adventure is abundant. So I have placed myself in a location where I can do all of these amazing things, even on my like very normal middle class income. So I just want to give you some context of that. Also, I knew the reason why I could only go for one night instead of over the long holiday weekend is because at my job which is with Changemakers Hawaii as their fund development director, we had our strategic planning weekend this weekend. And that had been planned since like 6 months ago. And so two things happened. Number one, I was able to be flexible enough to take a 2-day mini break right before that. And secondly, because of my coaching and my work and reading Sean Acor's The Happiness Advantage and really embodying those principles, I knew that to bring my best self to the strategic planning process, I needed a break. I needed to rest and rejuvenate myself so that I could bring my full self to that process. So many times, especially in nonprofit, we have this martyr complex where we work ourselves to the bone and up to the point where we really need to be on and bring our best 110% self to something, whether it's prior to a major event, a conference, a gala, a grant proposal, like an important donor meeting. There's this false, I'm just going to say it right now, there's a false sense that, or belief that if we don't martyr ourselves for the cause, then we are not worthy of receiving money, of receiving the contributed funds, or we're just not worthy of leading this team. And that is such bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, I hope you have earbuds in, because I do cuss sometimes. But that is a total lie. And it's not that. And then we're like, oh, well, afterwards, I will reward myself with rest. Oh my God. No. I mean, afterwards, you will reward yourself with rest. And beforehand, you will reward yourself with rest. I'm thinking back to when I was the interim ED of the Princeton Festival in Princeton, New Jersey. And I looked at the calendar and I saw when the big festival was happening and when we were launching ticket sales. And before we launched ticket sales, we had this lull in the calendar. And I'm like, everyone take vacations. Take your PTO in this month. Please take some time off, because I needed them to be at their best when we launched ticket sales. Because once we launched ticket sales, it was like boom, 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 all the way into the festival happening. So the fun quote from this, if I were to put this in a YouTube short, this is what I would do. I would remind you that happiness is not the result of hard work. It is the requirement for hard work. If you have an intense period in your calendar coming up, you need to take a break before that hits. All right. So there's there's a little bit of Hawaii life, Maui trip kinds of things. And then no, this is okay. So this is something that came up. I'm checking my I've written notes on my computer. I've handwritten notes because I get inspired by things all the time and just need to jot them down. So something came up in my meeting before this. Yes, I had a meeting at 7 a.m. my time, where I realized that a lot of you, and I'm going to hold your hand. Let me set my coffee aside and let me hold your hand while I say this. A lot of you don't realize that nonprofit is only a tax designation. It's not a business model. Your organization needs to make money and you need to treat it like a business. I realized today in pouring through my notes from dozens of recent consults that you are not treating your organization like a business. It is a business that has different goals and whose success is measured by different parameters, but it is still a business. And when you have a business, you either invest time or money in making it work. Now, a lot of you, because you are in leadership roles, don't have a lot of time because you are putting out fires here and there and you are managing your team. And it is a small but mighty team for many of you. Even if it's a large team, there's a lot pulling your attention. So time is of the essence, which means money is the thing that you need to invest to multiply your time. It's either time or money. I don't make the rules. These are the business rules. So which one are you investing in your organization right now? And how's it going? So many, like consult after consult after consult. And I give my time freely in these consults. But what I'm seeing is they don't have any money to invest in fundraising because they need to fundraise. And they don't have time to invest in fundraising because they are running an organization. So if you don't have time and you don't have money, you don't have a business. I hate to put it that way, but if you don't have time and you don't have money, you don't have a business. Wow, like that hurt me saying it. That hurt me saying it. So you need to please take a step back. You're the leader. So take a step back and see, okay, which one can I invest? Can I invest more time in something? So let's talk fundraising specifically. Can I invest my time to go on YouTube University, watch all of Becky's videos, listen to all of her podcast episodes, or anybody else who talks about this? Can I invest that time in learning how to do it myself? Or is there money I can allocate to doing this, to hiring an expert who will exponentially, I just realized exponential, an expert who will exponentially multiply my time and effort because they know what they're doing and they're not distracted by all the fires that are filling up my inbox right now as I'm watching this video. So I will probably do a longer video on that specifically, but I just want to say a lot of y'all aren't treating this like a business, and it shows. I love you. I love you very much. Okay. If you need help with that, just let me know. There should be links in the description box where you can book a free funding consult with me. When you do, let me know, like, come prepared. You're either going to invest time or money afterwards. So shift your mindset right now. Understand that you need one of those in order to have a successful business. And a nonprofit is a business. So book your free funding consult. I'll help you figure it out which one you can invest in for the greatest return on your investment. Okay, let's talk about relationships. This is a time thing, by the way. The subject today is time. Maybe I'll designate these. Are they time or money investment? So fundraising is not about money. I know. It's not about money. Fundraising is not about money. It's about people. Donors don't give because they have extra cash laying around. They give because they feel a connection to your mission, to your work, and even to you personally. So I've done some research. Excuse me. By the way, Bank of America has an interesting piece of research. Do I have that linked here? I don't think I do. But you can look it up. Bank of America donor, excuse me, donor survey or something like that. So in 2025, donor expectations are higher than ever because they want to feel like they're part of your story and not just some name on a mailing list. All right, I'm going to shift over a little bit to the things that I wrote down because these are numbers. I don't retain numbers in my head very well. So 94% of millennials prefer personalized communication from organizations, and 76% of donors say they prefer organizations that provide personal and meaningful interactions. Okay, what does this translate to in terms of like, oh, well, what do I do with this information? This means having a excuse me, I must be about to say something really important because my throat is acting up, my throat chakra. Okay, what this means in practice is that you need a way to personalize your communications with them. This involves a CRM, customer relationship management system. A CRM, DRM, donor relationship management. There are so many of them out there. Make sure that yours is enough, robust enough that that you can personalize. I mean, it's as small as having their first name in the email. Dear first name, just like with a letter. So having your donor, having the ability to communicate with your donors one-on-one or seemingly one-on-one, even in a bulk email, and knowing what they care about. So being able to tag them and send emails according to what they care about. If you are, let's say you are a, excuse me. Okay, so one of my clients, Haleho'ola Okaimu, they are developing affordable housing for Native Hawaiian kupuna or elders. And so the pillars of their organization are affordable housing, the elderly, and Native Hawaiian culture, and like the perpetuation of that culture. So they will eventually, they're a new organization, but eventually they will have people, either donors or volunteers, who are interested in one or all or some of those three things. And so it will be important for them to categorize each donor, to tag each donor as they come in, as to what of those three things they care about. Do they care about the elderly? Do they care about affordable housing? Do they care about Native Hawaiian culture and the perpetuation of that culture? I don't want to say revitalization because it's already vital. I'm going to say the perpetuation of that culture. So as you are fundraising, you can create different communications to appeal to those different groups, because your donors want to know that that you're connecting with them in a meaningful way. This can also look like volunteer opportunities. So create volunteer opportunities for your donors. They excuse me, they give because they want to be part of your organization. They want to be part of what you're doing. Not all of them will have the time to do it, but if you can give them a very specific window, like a 2-hour, very distinct volunteer opportunity, that when they leave, they can be like, I made that happen. I helped make that happen. I am part of this ohana. So consider offering volunteer opportunities to them. Okay. That's the personalized and the personal and meaningful interactions aspect of what your donors want. This 94%, 76, an overwhelming majority. Okay. For example, there is someone leading the United States right now who did not even win by that kind of a majority. So, and they're running like a whole country. As my poodles, not my poodles, the poodles next door start popping off. So yeah, 76%, 94% want this kind of interaction with you. Okay, here's another statistic. This might be helpful. And it kind of builds on the volunteer thing. So 78% of affluent households prefer to give locally. And affluent equals income over 200,000 a year or assets over 1 million. So I'm so sorry. I don't know if you can hear them. I can't do anything to stop the poods. Okay, 78% of affluent households prefer to give locally. Also, about 36% of them volunteer. And the reasons why they don't volunteer often are about time management and family commitments, because the numbers skew either a lot younger or a lot older. So it's like that middle range that is not volunteering, but a lot younger or a lot older when they're not dealing with so many work and family commitments. They do tend to volunteer. And these are affluent people. So invite them. About a third of them want to come and volunteer at your organization. And here is something. If you're going after donor advised funds, here's something you should know. According to Bank of America's 2023 study of giving by affluent individuals, that's the name of it, 63% gave because of the tax considerations. This is for donor advised funds. Okay. This is not your regular annual campaign giver. We're talking about donor advised funds specifically. So these are those funds that we all know what. So if you've been sitting here like, where is all the money going? Because there are lots of wealthy people. And there's a lot of money out there. It's just not in the hands of a lot of people. But where is all that money going? And how is it able to multiply so much without, like, where is it? I sit here and wonder this all the time. Where is it? It's going into donor advised funds. And then the next question, if you're anything like me, is always, how do I get access to that? That's a very good question. And I may have an answer for you later in this video. Okay. So if you're going after donor advised funds, know that people contribute to these funds. Overwhelmingly, 63% give because of the tax consideration. That means, oh, this is going to hurt to say out loud. That means they only minimally care about you and your organization, because only 41% gave for the charitable impact. 41% gave for the charitable impact. 63% gave because of the tax considerations. This makes me actually want to cry. Like, I am literally on the verge of tears because of what this says about wealthy people in our country. And I know not all wealthy people. No, I know not all wealthy people. Take a breath, Becky. Take a breath with me. So if the donor doesn't care about you, is that harsh? I want to hear if there's someone watching who is one of these affluent individuals, which means you make over 200,000 a year, or you have assets over $1 million. It like, really? Do you not care? You care about the tax implications. So what this says to me is the relationship isn't necessarily with the donor in this case. Your donor is the person who manages these donor advised funds. It's not with the family that puts their money into a donor advised fund. It's with the manager of the fund. So it's almost like shifting who your customer is, you know? So here's how do you maintain a personal connection when you're working with, it's like B2B practically. So then your relationship becomes with the manager of the fund, and you want to find aligned funds, because what they can do, here's what I've learned. For example, let's say Hawaii Community Foundation or any local community foundation that's managing donor advised funds or holding donor advised funds. They have access to funds that don't necessarily have public grant proposal calls. So if you've been feeling frustrated that you're spinning your wheels on grants, you're not imagining it, okay? Grant success rates are lower than 30%. What you need to do is, which normally I hate it when someone starts a statement like that, or it says to me, you know what you need to do? Nope, don't continue that thought. You can just take that thought and walk away. But here's what I would do if I were you. I would start building relationships with those fund managers and get to know them. And because if they care about you, they can recommend you to these donor advised funds that don't offer like big grant calls. Because some may just be set up to be like, oh, I want to give to my alma mater and my church and one other cause that I care about. But you decide. So they can pull together, they can advocate for you. It's almost like being friends with your congressperson's staff member, for example. Or your if you're going for corporate funding, the assistant to the CEO, the executive assistant. That's who you want. So okay, that was some harsh reality to deal with just then. I have a lot more I want to say. Okay, I'm going to go quickly because we're already almost at 30 minutes. So, okay, to building authentic donor relationships. Number one, listen more than you speak. It should be pretty obvious by now. But a lot of too many nonprofits spend their time talking at donors instead of listening to them. Think about how many communications you send out and how much you actually invite back. So, the other thing is you're using a communication method that donors are not interested in. So, for example, most millennial and Gen Z donors prefer visual communication. They prefer you send a quick video like this. Your 4-page donor letter, case study, or whatever, a case for support is just not going to cut through the noise. They're going to throw it away. They're not going to scroll and read all that. So one way that you can engage this two-way communication is to just ask them questions. Send a quick video that says, hey, why did you support our cause? Or post a quick video. Why did you support our cause? What inspires you about what we're doing? What do you hope to see your donation accomplish? And by the way, please don't send a survey. Like, people are not responding to surveys either. Even if they care, they don't have time to respond to a survey. So send them some easy way to reply back to you. And let's see. Number 2. Okay, so number 1 is communication, two-way communication. Listen more than you speak if you can. Number 2, show the impact, not just gratitude. It's not enough to say thank you. I mean, of course, you have to say thank you, but they want to see how their contribution made a difference. And so instead of like sending a generic thank you email, you could send a quick video. Once again, you may want to embrace the video format. Send a quick video update featuring the people your nonprofit helps and serves. And just let that speak for itself. Even just a 60-second video, it doesn't even have to be edited. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just like, hey guys, like here we are. It's like a video selfie. Like here we are doing a thing. And hey everyone, say hi, thank you. And then you shoot that and you're good to go. So the video will help them feel like they are there with you, and they're connected to what you're doing. Okay. And then number 3 is to use technology to scale. So technology doesn't have to feel impersonal. It can, if you use it right and you invest in it, and invest in the platform, invest in training, please. Your CRM tools like what is it, like, is Razor's Edge still a thing? Blackbaud. Or like we for a couple of my organizations, the newer ones, we use GiveButter because it is free. Whatever Network for is it Network for Good became something, I can't remember what Bloomerang or something like that. But find a CRM that works for you so that you can tag people and you can have their first names in there. Look, if your CRM is an Excel spreadsheet, honey, take a day. It will be so worth the investment of your time. Take a day to upload it to GiveButter, tag everyone appropriately, and be able to personalize your communications. And then with social media, really engage with your donors. So comment on their posts, tag them in your stories, make them feel like they are valued members of your community. Okay. Oh my God, I have so much more I want to talk about. I don't have time. We're out of time. We're over 30 minutes. I got to get moving on things. You got to get moving on things. Even if you watch this at 1.5 speed, we're probably at 20 minutes. So I'm going to end it there. If you want more, comment that you want more information about this specifically. If you want to hear more about Maui, if you want to hear more about the happiness advantage, if you want to hear more about this, how to invest time or money, this being a business, if that intrigues you, if you were like, oh, I never thought of that, now I'm in trouble, just let me know in the comments and I will make videos based on what you want to know more about. That way I'm not just like making videos about what I care about, which I could do, by the way, and have done. I'm fine like talking all day, every day about the things that interest me, but I'm here to serve you. I'm here to serve you. So let me know how I can best do that. And if you are ready, which I'm sure some of you are, go ahead and book that free funding focus consult with me. It is a free hour, sometimes more, often more. Sorry. But it is a free hour of my time, which normally I charge $450 a session. For me, a session, though, encompasses a lot of pre-work, post-work support, integration. So, but that hour with me is free for you, for your funding focus consult. Or if you want to talk about anything, still use the funding focus consult form, and we can talk about whatever is plaguing you as the leader of your organization and get you back on track to having the impact you want to have and serving the people who you want to serve. All right. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me today. You're amazing. And I will see you again next week or on social media. Ahui ho.